It begins with a distortion, stars bending around nothing. A gravity shadow slips closer, and the sky looks subtly wrong. Astronomers spot the lensing first. Light curves where it shouldn't, like space gained hidden weight in a place that was empty yesterday. The math agrees. A compact mass enters the solar system, small, dense, and fast. Its path inferred from warped starlight alone. Not a vacuum, not a mouth, just gravity so intense it can trap light if you drift too near. Earth seems normal until our orbit drifts, like a compass drawn toward an unseen magnet far beyond the dark. The moon's path shifts by a fraction, tiny, measurable, and deeply wrong, like a heartbeat skipping in slow motion. Far out, the Oort cloud stirs. Comets loosen, like dust shaken from darkness, their long sleeps interrupted at once. Auroras bloom where they shouldn't. The sky glows with a quiet warning, beautiful enough to distract from the reason. The intruder doesn't aim, it passes through, rewriting orbits with indifferent precision, like physics turning a page without asking. Jupiter feels it too. The solar system starts to ring like a struck bell, subtle, but spreading through every orbit. Then the forecast tightens. Gravity bends the path, and the risk corridor moves toward Earth, centimeter by centimeter, in the simulations. We still can't see it, only reality bending around it, like water around an invisible stone that never breaks the surface. The name spreads, black hole. Not from sight, because it explains every measurement we can't otherwise forgive. If it passes far, we survive shaken. If it passes close, tides become something else entirely. The oceans respond first. The whole planet subtly stretches toward a distant pole, like a tide that never turns. The crust complains micro-movements, shifting faults. Earth flexes under invisible hands, and the ground learns a new rhythm. The moon's orbit grows uneasy. Our oldest companion starts to drift, and the night sky loses a piece of its certainty. In telescopes, galaxies split and arc. The gravity well is close now, close enough to sculpt light into curved echoes. Earth's orbit stops being a loop. It becomes a curve, being negotiated toward the dark, and the calendar stops feeling reliable. Even sunlight feels strange. Paths bend, and space itself seems slightly tilted, like the room is leaning, and you finally notice. Systems stutter. Satellites drift off predictions. Navigation becomes guesswork against a shifting sky and a moving definition of up. Low-orbit satellites begin to fall not from suction, but from broken balance, re-entering as quiet streaks over ocean and desert. Weather turns extreme. Tides amplify. The atmosphere reacts to a world being stretched, as if pressure systems are being pulled thin. The word changes from approach to capture. Earth's path starts curving inward, and the future narrows into a single direction. People finally see it. Stars curved into a thin, impossible ring around emptiness, a halo framing the absence. As we fall, we don't feel a rope pulling us. We feel geometry accelerating, like the floor becoming a slope. Gravity steepens with proximity. The closer we get, the faster everything changes, and the margin for normal collapses rapidly. The black hole drags matter with it, dust and gas heating into a faint, dangerous disk, a thin furnace around darkness. If we cross that disk, radiation becomes the first catastrophe before gravity finishes the job, before the horizon even matters. Auroras spread worldwide. The sky turns beautiful, relentless, and electrically alive, as if the planet is lit from within. Tidal forces dominate. Gravity pulls harder on one side of Earth than the other, an uneven handshake tightening into a crush. Quakes rise. Not because Earth is angry, because Earth is being reshaped, pulled into a form no planet was meant to hold. Oceans migrate toward the pull, piling into a global bulge that never settles. Water, trying to obey a gradient it can't resist. Starlight bends into arcs. The universe looks like it's melting because space is curving, and your eyes are finally seeing it. We are not sucked. We are falling like a stone. Only the stone is a planet, and the drop is space-time itself. The shadow becomes unmistakable, a circle of darkness framed by light that almost escapes, then returns like a regret. Time misbehaves. Signals sent outward stretch and slow, as if goodbye takes longer the harder you try to say it. Our transmissions smear into faint whispers. To distant eyes, we dim and drift into silence, like a candle seen through fog. Now the pull is no longer subtle. Earth is no longer a sphere. It's a world under cosmic tension, stretched by difference. The atmosphere starts to peel away, streaming behind Earth like a ghostly tail, air turning into a long, thin signature. Then oceans follow, drawn into long, shining threads by relentless gravity gradients, water lifted into filaments that glitter briefly. The planet fails at last, not explode, stretch, fracture, and separate into drifting pieces, like continents forgetting they belong together. Earth becomes a river of stone and fire, orbiting briefly before spiraling deeper, luminous from friction and collapse. The black hole feeds with orbits, debris collides, heats, brightens, then falls, energy released by nothing but falling. Ahead is the event horizon, the line where return stops being a choice, where escape stops being a meaningful word. From outside, the fall seems to slow. Light reddens, weakens, and lingers, then fades, like the image refuses to end. From within, there is no pause. Space is a funnel, and the descent continues, smooth and unstoppable in its curve. Past the horizon, physics turns unfamiliar. Equations still run answers, feel like riddles because the rules are stretched thin. Here, forward changes. Every path you can take still leads deeper in, like direction itself has been rewritten. Maybe there's a singularity or something new. We don't truly know, and certainty becomes the first thing to disappear. Some theories say black holes evaporate over time, but that is no rescue, just a slow ending on cosmic timescales. The haunting question remains: what happens to information? Does the universe remember Earth, or does it blur into the dark? From afar, the solar system looks intact, except for one missing blue point, an absence where a familiar orbit used to be. The black hole doesn't stay. It passes on, carrying the aftermath into interstellar night, leaving nothing to explain itself. What remains are altered orbits, stirred comets, and a silence where Earth used to be like a chair, still warm, now empty. The sky straightens, the distortion fades, the universe resumes, as if nothing happened, because to the cosmos, it didn't. Before the end, our last act is the oldest one, looking up, trying to understand, trying to name what we can't hold. Black holes aren't villains. They're rules made visible, gravity pushed to its limit, nature showing its sharpest edge. The most terrifying part is the quiet, an absence that shapes everything around it, without sound, without intention, without mercy. If Earth ever fell in, the end wouldn't scream. It would curve and go silent.